Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day I bid to Madam Fazul Hanim. My name is Nur Liana Azwa binti Nur Azam. Together with me, I have my group mates Nur Anisha Iliana, Rashika Ashikin and Siti Aina Afika to present on the meetings and resolutions for Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust, Telekom Malaysia Berhad and Petronas Gas Berhad. An annual general meeting of a company is an essential tool for allowing the shareholders the chance to exercise their power of control. During this meeting, it is where the directors step down or retire and run for re-election. The shareholders are given the option to analyze and assess the company's annual performance. Moreover, the shareholders have the right to voice their opinions to the management and also demand an explanation on any issues with which they are not pleased. Before a company decides to hold an annual general meeting, the members must be given a notice about the meeting where the specific place and also time is specified in the notice of meetings. Hence, a company must hold a meeting that is in accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act. So, in this report, we have analysed a few particulars in regards to the notice of AGM for Pavilion, Telekom Malaysia Berhad and also Petronas Gas Berhad. Next, I will explain on the notification of AGM to shareholders. Pavilion, Telekom Malaysia Berhad and also Petronas Gas Berhad use various methods in order to notify their shareholders regarding the notice of AGM. For Pavilion and Telekom Malaysia Berhad, these two companies employ the same method to notify their shareholders, which is by using the company's corporate websites respectively. For Petronas Gas Berhad, according to the chairman of the company, the notice summoning the meeting had been distributed to all shareholders and published it in the newspaper, such as The Star and Berita Harian dated 29 March 2022. The same information was made public by announcement posted to Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad and the company website respectively. Based on our findings, these three companies, which are Pavilion, Telekom Malaysia Berhad and Petronas Gas Berhad, applied these methods to reach their shareholders because of the size of the companies, which are massive, and these methods are much more convenient for the company to reach upon their shareholders. Moreover, due to the size of the companies, it is impossible for the company to notify their shareholders regarding the upcoming AGM through emails, as it would require a ton of time and also cost. Next is date of notice versus date of AGM. In accordance with Section 316 of Companies Act 2016, a public company must send notice of annual general meeting 21 days before convening the meeting, where shorter notice must be agreed upon by all members. However, any accidental omission to give notice of a meeting to or the non-receipt of the notice of the meeting by any member shall not invalidate proceedings of the meeting. For Pavilion, the company's notice for AGM was dated 28 February 2022 and the company's AGM was held on 30 March 2022. On the other hand, Telekom Malaysia Berhad's notice of AGM was sent out 25th April 2022 and the company conducted AGM 25th May 2022. Meanwhile, for Petronas Gas Berhad, the company's notice of AGM was dated 29 March 2022 and the company decided to hold AGM 27 of April 2022. Based on the analysis and findings, this clearly shows that these three companies, which are Pavilion, Telekom Malaysia Berhad and also Petronas Gas Berhad, comply with Section 316 of the Companies Act 2016. As the companies sent out their notice of meetings not less than 21 days before conducting the meeting. That's all from me. I'll pass the presentation to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Siti Aina Afika binti Muhammad Ameh. I will continue the presentation with date of current AGM versus date of last AGM. Firstly, for Pavilion REIT, the latest AGM was held on 30 March 2022 and previously in 2021, the AGM was held on 25 March. And next, for Telekom Malaysia Berhad, its latest AGM was held on 25 May 2022, and previously its AGM was conducted on 25 May 2021. And lastly, for Petronas Gas Berhad, its latest AGM was conducted on 27 April 2022, and before that, its previous AGM was held on 20 April 2021. From here, we can see that all of these three companies held its AGM within 15 months of its financial and year. So if we look at Companies Act 2016, it stated that the public company must convene its annual general meeting within 6 months of the end of its financial year and not later than 15 months from the date of its previous AGM. Therefore, we can say that Pavilion REIT, Telekom Malaysia Berhad, and also Petronas Gas Berhad comply with Companies Act 2016. In this slide, I will explain on mode of AGM and platform. All of these three companies, which are Pavilion REIT, Telekom Malaysia Berhad, and Petronas Gas Berhad, have hold their meeting virtually. They conduct their annual general meeting virtually through live streaming from the broadcast venue designated at their respective location. Based on our analysis, all of these three companies' broadcast venue is located at Kuala Lumpur. From here, we can conclude that virtual meeting brings several benefits, especially during this pandemic of COVID-19. Among of the benefits are they can circumvent contagion of COVID-19 among the BOD and shareholders who are made to attend the meeting. And at the same time, they can gain cost effectiveness. This is because when the company held meeting virtually, they doesn't need to spend a payment to rent a hall to hold the meeting.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Anisha Iliana binti Abdul Razak, and I'm going to present the appointment of proxy of the three companies that we have chosen, which are Petronas Gas Berhad, Telekom Malaysia Berhad, and Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust. So for the Petronas Gas Berhad, based on the annual report that I've been analysed, there is not much information about the appointment of proxy. They only stated that the shareholder appointed to the chairman as proxy at the annual general report, and the proxy represented 58.95% at the annual general report. But for Telekom Malaysia Berhad and for Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust, both of these company stated that only a member or a unit holder that is entitled to appoint a proxy that who can attend and speak and vote during the meeting. So in the annual report of Telekom Malaysia Berhad and Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust, they both stated that a proxy may but need not to be a member of the company or a unit holder. Next, a member of a unit or a unit holder shall not appoint more than 2 proxies in order to participate, because the appointments can be invalid if there are appoint more than 2 proxy. This apply both for Telekom Malaysia Berhad and Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust. Then between these company, both of the company required the proxy form to be in writing under the hand of the appointer or his attorney, either under its common seal or under the hand of an officer or attorney. Next, for Telekom Malaysia Berhad, the instrument appointing the proxy with the duly registered power of attorney must be submitted not less than 34 hours before the time appointed or not later than 12 noon as on 24 May 2022. And for the Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust, the original proxy form must be deposited at the register office of the manager of the pavilion rate, which is not later than 28th March 2022 at 10 a.m. And only unitholder registered in the record of depositors as at 21st March 2020 23 March 2022 shall be entitled to participate in the meeting through the appointed proxy. So thus we can say that both of the company, which are Telekom Malaysia Berhad and Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust, they comply with the proxies under section 334 of the Companies Act 2016. Thank you. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to the next presenter. I'll present the voting procedure of the three companies that we have chosen. So we can say that in the annual report of Petronas Gas Berhad, it does stated that the company will be do the voting by poll. But as for the annual, Telekom Malaysia Berhad and Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust, for these two companies in the annual report, that it does not stated that they will do the voting by poll, but we can say that they vote by poll because in both of the annual report of these three companies, the annual general meeting will be held, which will lead through the live streaming. Hence the poll will be by way of the e-polling, like through the internet. They are using the usage of internet, so we can say that they vote by using the link of the website that they will be given. Then they will vote by poll using the link provided by each company. So we can see that of all of these three companies, they conducted their meeting through live streaming and voting remotely online. And any representative will not be allowed to attend the meeting in person, but to attend for voting remotely at the 10th annual general meeting. This is applied to Pavilion Real Estate Investment Trust. Thank you. That's all from me for voting procedure.
Thank you, Anisha. Hi, my name is Rashika Ashikin binti Jamaluddin. Now I will present on the meeting agenda for ordinary business versus special business. So, according to the analysis from three companies for their ordinary businesses, it can be concluded that Pavilion Red and Petronas Gas Berhad did not mention their proposed dividend in the notice of AGM. The proposed dividend should be held in the AGM because it is also part of important activities. Besides, members should know the amount of the proposed dividend given to them by the company for each year. Moreover, the analysis shows that the AGM held by three companies every year are in the same month with different dates for Pavilion Red and Petronas Gas Berhad. However, for Telekom Malaysia Berhad, the company held the AGM on the same date for every year. This shows that the company is very good at choosing and setting the date because shareholders and members will never forget and always alert about the meeting. Therefore, we can see that all companies have complied with the Companies Act 2016 because most of their ordinary businesses are almost the same according to their nature of business. Next, for the special business, based on the analysis, there are not more than 2 special businesses made in the operating businesses. For Pavilion Red, the company made a notice before AGM on 28 February 2022. Meanwhile, for Telekom Malaysia Berhad, the company made a notice on 25 April 2022, and for Petronas Gas Berhad, there is no special business made. Therefore, this shows that the special business was made more than required days under Section 316 of the Companies Act 2016, which is 1 month before the AGM was held. In addition, if the notice of AGM to be given takes too long for the next AGM to be held, members and shareholders of the companies may forget about the meeting. Meanwhile, if the notice is too short or shorter than the required days to give notice, it shows that the company does not comply with the Companies Act 2016. In conclusion, It was ample time to give the notice to members and shareholders because they will remember and always be alert to the important date. Last but not least, I will present resolutions to be passed by 3 companies. There are 2 types of resolutions to be passed, which are ordinary resolution and special resolution. Under section 290, under subsection 1, specifies that an ordinary resolution of company's members shall be passed by a simple majority of more than half of such members who are eligible to vote on the resolution. On top of that, for a special resolution, it is specified as a resolution passed by majority of not less than 75% of such members who are entitled to vote on a written resolution. According to the analysis, Pavilion Red has 1 ordinary business in the AGM, which is only laying their audited financial statements to the unit holders for discussion. This may not be required as an ordinary resolution to be passed because the audited financial statements do not require approval and no voting rights are to be held. Furthermore, the Board of Directors only present their audited financial statements and report of directors and auditors at the meeting of their activity. Thus, there is no ordinary resolution to be passed at the AGM. Nevertheless, the company proposed 2 special resolutions regarding the allotment and issuing of new shares. Therefore, this can be shown that the company wants to expand its business, gain trust and also gain loyalty from its members and shareholders to invest more in their investment activities. On top of that, Telekom Malaysia Berhad has a total of 13 ordinary resolutions to be passed to members of the company. Among the ordinary resolutions, there are 3 resolutions discussing the re-election of directors who retire, and other 3 resolutions are discussion on the re-election of directors who retire by rotation. Furthermore, the company also discusses on 1 resolution to approve the payment of directors' fees, 1 resolution to approve the payment of benefits payable, and also another 1 resolution for the reappointment of Ernst & Young to act as auditors and to authorize the Board of Directors to determine their remuneration. In addition, there is also 1 resolution to discuss on the renewal of allotment and issuance of new ordinary shares as well as the proposed dividend reinvestment scheme. Moreover, the company proposed the renewal of shareholders' mandate that required 2 resolutions, and lastly, 1 resolution for an additional shareholders' mandate. However, there is only 1 special resolution proposed by this company, which is proposed amendments to alter the existing clauses. It shows that the business has strong management and operation activities because they have many ordinary business resolutions rather than the other 2 companies. Lastly, Petronas Gas Berhad has a total of 7 ordinary resolutions to be passed. Most of the resolutions are about the re-election of directors under Article 107 that require 2 resolutions and Article 100 of the company's constitution that require 3 resolutions. Furthermore, there is also 1 resolution for approval of directors' fees and allowances payable to non-executive directors. Lastly, there is 1 resolution for the reappointment of KPMG as auditors of the company and to authorize the directors to fix their remuneration. However, the company has no special resolution to be passed on that year because it proves that the company has stable management and operation activities in its daily operation. That's all from me. I now will proceed to the conclusion.
To sum up our presentation, we can conclude that every public company must conduct annual general meeting at least once a year and publish the minutes of meeting to the public, especially for the shareholder interest. The person who in charge to manage the meeting is company secretary must ensure that the notice, agenda and convening authority are properly convened, and then quorum and proxy must be properly constituted, and the last one, the company secretary must ensure that the chairman and voting are properly conducted. That is all from us. Thank you.